What's up, guys? Disclosure Artist here, and today I'm going to be telling you about a very serendipitous conversation that I had with somebody that, uh, knowing me, you wouldn't be shocked that this would happen. Anyway, I've been driving all day. It was like a 10-hour day, and my last ride home, I'm doing a destination, and this old timer gets in my car, and he's telling me, boy, have I had a long day. And I'm like, you're preaching to the choir, etc., so on. And then he proceeds to tell me how he's been working all day looking at film footage of Stanley Kubrick, last 23 minutes of footage, trying to see if there was a movie there that could be made. Things that nobody has ever seen before, and I guess some of the footage was of his wife that a lot of people don't know. I believe she was German. And this comes into play later on about his wife, because I began asking him about, his theories about, Stanley's passing, how the world has put it in a place where they associate his untimely death a week after the release of Eyes Wide Shut being a result of him putting things in the film that perhaps upset certain people, etc., so on and so forth, etc., ad nauseum. So he tells me that his wife tells him that he had been a smoker his entire life, and a lot of people didn't know that, but she tried to get him to quit for a long time, and he passed away, according to this gentleman's opinion, of natural causes as a result of a heart attack from having a lifetime of smoking. So he shared that opinion with me, and we discussed that. Before you knew it, I was doing my alchemical thing, where I eventually transitioned the conversation into the further esoteric, as if you couldn't go any further, starting right off the bat and start talking about Stanley Kubrick. No, then he proceeds to tell me about a half an hour into the conversation, I still have no idea who this guy is, that he directed a little movie called Communion, starring Christopher Walken. My foot almost slammed on the brakes. I said, "Sir, I don't think it's a coincidence that you're in my car tonight." And he says, "No, it's a very serendipitous meeting." Those are his words. That's why I'm telling you guys this now. But yeah, if you guys are familiar with Whitley Strieber, obviously he wrote Transformation, he wrote Communion. This was, the start of my experience when I was 7 years old. I've mentioned before, my mother's copy of, I believe it was Transformation or Communion. It was one of those. It had a big alien gray on the cover, and I remember this not fitting in with the rest of my kids' books. I asked my mom about it. She goes, "Oh yeah, this is why we bought this book, and this is what happened to us and you, before you were born, etc." So here I am in the car with the guy who made the movie that I saw, and I referenced him, the scene where, spoiler alert, Christopher Walken first sees one of the Greys in his house, and it's hiding behind the cupboard or the dresser, and it pops out, and this guy, he's telling me, he's like, yes, Christopher was brilliant in that scene, because any other actor would have acted scared and been traditionally terrified, but in Mr. Walken's case, he laughed when he saw the being. And I chimed in. This is as he's telling me this. I chimed in. Oh, that's because it was hysteria, and he agreed with that. And yeah, it was brilliant, and I agree with that. And that whole scene is extremely scary, and will freak you out if you watch it in the right mind frame. And he told me that he recreated that scene according to what happened to him when he was a child. So here I am preaching to the choir. He's an experiencer himself. I've seen what could possibly have been other terrestrials face to face, based on just the experience that I described with the covert operation video. But this guy actually saw in his room as a child an ET, an alien gray. So he put that experience into the movie Communion, and it was amazing. He gave me his business card. I gave him mine, like I always do, and I had to look it up because I didn't know off the top of my head um, who the director of that movie was. But it is Mr. Philippe Mora. He gave me his business card, and I reached out to him on Facebook, told him that I'm the leader of the Freedom Earth Alliance, and that I'm extremely shadow banned, and I was censored on YouTube 3 times last summer, 3 times on Facebook. But the easiest way to find my YouTube videos is through Facebook. So, yeah. Leave it to the universe to continue to make the adventure interesting, always. Alright, that's all for now, guys. Take care.